The FIA has just released bombshell new evidence from Abu Dhabi 2025 that could put Lando Norris under intense scrutiny. Red Bull claims Norris's off-track overtake on Yuki Tsunoda may warrant a points penalty, shaking up the race narrative. If enforced, this could create championship tension. Yet the twist? The FIA confirmed Norris's move was legal because he was forced off-track to avoid a collision, keeping his 2025 World Championship intact. And the fallout? Tsunoda received a 5-second penalty and a license point. Red Bull's tactical gamble backfired, and the paddock is buzzing over the aggressive defensive maneuvers. Subscribe now because this explosive revelation rewrites the Abu Dhabi 2025 finale, and you don't want to miss a single second of the drama. The 2025 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was already one of the most dramatic season finales in recent memory, but Lando Norris's off-track overtake added a new layer of tension and controversy. During the final laps, Norris was forced off-track to pass Yuki Tsunoda, a maneuver initially deemed legal by FIA stewards. However, Red Bull submitted fresh evidence suggesting that the move warranted a closer examination, reigniting debates across the paddock about track limits, aggressive defensive driving, and the fine line between risk and regulation. Telemetry from Norris's car provided critical insight into the maneuver. Engineers analyzed steering angles, throttle inputs, and vehicle speed at the exact moment Norris left the track. The FIA's initial review showed that the maneuver allowed Norris to maintain momentum and higher exit speed through Sector 3, demonstrating a measurable performance advantage. Red Bull compiled this data into a detailed report, showing how even milliseconds gained could affect the championship outcome. The FIA also studied the maneuver's repeatability across multiple laps. By analyzing laps 31, 34, and 36, engineers determined whether the advantage was consistent or an isolated incident caused by track conditions. The analysis revealed that Norris's trajectory and control inputs consistently produced measurable gains, strengthening Red Bull's case that regulatory scrutiny was justified. Repeatable performance advantages are key to assessing the severity of potential sanctions in Formula One. High-speed video footage further corroborated the telemetry data. Multiple camera angles captured Norris cutting the track while overtaking Tsunoda, providing visual confirmation of the maneuver. Frame-by-frame analysis illustrated that leaving the track allowed him to maintain an optimal racing line and higher exit speed. The combination of visual and telemetry evidence gave the FIA a solid foundation to consider a points penalty, highlighting the critical role of technology in modern race governance. For McLaren, the implications were immediate and significant. A points penalty could alter Norris's finishing position and affect both the driver and constructors' championship standings. The team faced the challenge of defending their driver while preparing for the FIA's ruling, all under scrutiny from fans, media, and rival teams. Every strategic decision during this post-race period carried high stakes, emphasizing the influence of data-driven investigations in Formula One. Red Bull's submission of new evidence added an extra layer of strategic tension. By providing comprehensive telemetry and high-speed video, the team emphasized the importance of track limit compliance and demonstrated the technical precision of modern Formula One enforcement. This case highlighted how even brief off-track maneuvers could carry significant consequences, showcasing the intersection of strategy, data, and regulatory oversight in contemporary motorsport. Finally, the paddock's reaction was immediate and intense. Analysts, commentators, and rival team principals debated the potential severity of the FIA's penalty and the precedent it could set for future races. Abu Dhabi 2025, initially expected to end as a high-speed spectacle, transformed into a critical example of FIA oversight and post-race analysis. Norris's off-track maneuver illustrated how every millisecond and trajectory choice is scrutinized to preserve fairness, integrity, and the zero-tolerance culture that governs modern Formula One. The FIA's renewed investigation into Lando Norris's off-track overtake was triggered after Red Bull submitted fresh telemetry and high-speed video evidence. Engineers meticulously analyzed steering angles, throttle application, and vehicle speed at the exact moment Norris left the track to overtake Yuki Tsunoda. The data confirmed that the maneuver allowed Norris to maintain momentum and achieve higher exit speed through Sector 3, providing a measurable advantage that could impact race results and overall competitive fairness. Mechanical simulations were then conducted to replicate the incident under authentic race conditions. Using Norris's telemetry and vehicle dynamics, the FIA recreated his trajectory to assess tire load, suspension response, and aerodynamic effects. The simulations confirmed that leaving the track allowed Norris to sustain higher speed and reduce energy loss, producing a tangible performance gain that validated Red Bull's evidence and justified the reopening of the case for further review. High-speed video corroborated the telemetry and simulation data. Multiple camera angles captured Norris cutting the track while overtaking Tsunoda. Frame-by-frame analysis demonstrated that this maneuver enabled him to maintain a cleaner racing line and higher exit velocity, emphasizing the measurable advantage gained. The combination of telemetry, simulations, and visual proof created a multi-layered, irrefutable case for the FIA to consider a points penalty. The FIA also examined the repeatability of the maneuver by studying multiple laps, including laps 31, 34, and 36. Each lap consistently demonstrated performance benefits derived from leaving the track. This repeatability confirmed that the advantage was neither accidental nor caused by temporary track conditions, but an inherent result of the maneuver itself. Repeatable advantages are essential in evaluating the severity of potential penalties. Regulatory guidelines in Formula One focus on compliance rather than intent. Even though Norris maintained control and avoided collisions, leaving track limits to gain a positional advantage constitutes a clear breach. Red Bull's evidence demonstrated that the maneuver altered vehicle dynamics and lap performance in a measurable and repeatable way, justifying the FIA's decision to review the case and consider a significant points penalty. For McLaren, the potential consequences were substantial. Depending on the FIA's final ruling, Norris could lose championship points or have his finishing position revised, impacting both driver standings and the Constructors' Championship. The team faced the dual challenge of defending their driver while preparing for the potential sanction, under intense scrutiny from media, fans, and rival teams. Every millisecond and trajectory decision became critical in determining the post-race outcome. Finally, the paddock's reaction was immediate and intense. Analysts, commentators, and rival team principals debated the potential severity of any FIA sanction and the precedent it could set for future races. Abu Dhabi 2025, initially expected to conclude with high-speed excitement, became a defining example of post-race scrutiny and regulatory enforcement. Norris's off-track maneuver underscored how every split-second decision is meticulously analyzed to maintain fairness, integrity, and the zero-tolerance culture of modern Formula One. In Formula One, track limits are enforced with absolute precision to ensure fair competition. Any driver leaving the designated racing surface to gain an advantage is considered in breach of FIA regulations, regardless of intent. Norris's off-track overtake on Yuki Tsunoda was analyzed using telemetry, mechanical simulations, and high-speed video to quantify the precise performance gains achieved. Even minor deviations from the track can produce measurable benefits in speed and sector times, which the FIA treats as serious infractions. Telemetry data revealed that Norris maintained higher exit speeds and optimized throttle and steering inputs during the off-track maneuver. These subtle adjustments allowed him to carry momentum that would have been lost if he had remained within track limits. In Formula One, milliseconds are decisive, and the FIA monitors every car parameter to ensure full compliance. The data confirmed that the advantage gained was consistent and reproducible, providing a strong technical basis for potential regulatory action. Mechanical simulations were conducted to replicate Norris's trajectory under realistic race conditions. Engineers evaluated tire load, suspension behavior, and aerodynamic effects throughout the off-track maneuver. Results confirmed that leaving the track allowed Norris to maintain higher speed and reduce energy loss, producing a measurable performance advantage. This validated both telemetry and video evidence, giving the FIA a complete technical understanding of the maneuver's impact. High-speed video corroborated the telemetry and simulation findings. Multiple camera angles captured Norris cutting the track while overtaking Tsunoda, visually confirming the maneuver. Frame-by-frame analysis demonstrated that leaving the track allowed him to maintain an optimal racing line and higher exit speed. The alignment of video and telemetry evidence provided a comprehensive picture that could justify a post-race points penalty. The FIA also examined the repeatability of the maneuver across several laps, including laps 31, 34, and 36. Each lap demonstrated consistent performance gains from leaving the track. Repeatable advantages are critical in determining the severity of potential penalties, showing that the advantage was neither accidental nor caused by transient track conditions, but a direct consequence of the maneuver itself. Penalty assessment considers both regulatory compliance and competitive impact. Although Norris maintained control and avoided collisions, leaving track limits to gain a positional advantage constitutes a clear violation. Red Bull's evidence demonstrated that the maneuver altered vehicle dynamics and lap performance in a measurable and repeatable way, justifying the FIA's decision to reopen the case and consider a major points penalty. Finally, this incident highlights the zero-tolerance enforcement culture in modern Formula One. Every maneuver, no matter how brief, is analyzed with extreme precision. Norris's off-track pass demonstrates how telemetry, mechanical simulations, and high-speed video converge to provide a complete understanding of compliance. The FIA's scrutiny ensures championship integrity, showing that even minor infractions can have significant consequences for drivers and teams alike.